I'm Riki Kobayashi, and I'm going to talk about the zip pack. As you may know, these are some of the ingredients and nutritional values which show high cholesterol. And going with brown rice reduces the amount of calories and carbs. And instead of using fried chicken, a grilled chicken would be healthier. Eating the fish without tartar sauce can be a healthier alternative, and maybe using shoyu instead. Another idea is switching one entree out for a salad.
So the plate I chose is the LOL Hawaiian plate. So the ingredients for my Lao plate is 1 cup of taro leaves, 1 serving of kalua pig, 2 scoops of white rice. For the macaroni salad we have 1 elbow macaroni, 5 hard cooked chopped eggs, 1 cup of chopped celery, half a cup of chopped red onions, 2 cups of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So the macronutrients for this are the white rice, the macaroni, and the kalua pig because it has all the fats, carbohydrates, and protein. And then for some of the changes, you can change pork to chicken or fish because they both have less sodium and fat than pork. And you can change out your mayonnaise, and you can change your white rice to brown rice because it's more healthy. Here you have your nutritional facts for your lao. So you can tell it's high in calories, sodium, and lots of cholesterol. So here you have your taro leaf nutrition facts. It's actually a really healthy vegetable, and it doesn't have any salt or anything inside of it. And here are your nutritional facts for white rice. It's kind of high in carbs. And here is your nutritional facts for macaroni salad. It's kind of high in carbohydrates and sodium, and you're getting a lot of this already from your pork. So here is the macaroni salad ingredients. The first one is hard cooked eggs. This is actually good because it has a lot of protein in it. And then we have celery. It's good in fibers and it's a healthy vegetable. Then here we have red onion, another healthy vegetable. It's high in potassium, a little bit of sodium, and not a lot of carbohydrates. And this is the unhealthy part of your macaroni salad, the mayonnaise. It's high in fat, lots of cholesterol, and lots of sodium, and you're already getting a lot of this from your pork. And then here are some of the seasonings in the macaroni salad. We have garlic powder, and then we have Morton salt, which is kind of a lot of sodium in it. And the last one is black pepper. Doesn't really have much to it except a little bit of fiber. And then, like I said earlier about changes, you can change your pork to chicken preferably. Chicken has less fat than pork and lower sodium and cholesterol levels. And you can substitute macaroni salad for a tossed salad because, like I said, macaroni salad has a lot of sodium and cholesterol. And here's just a few of the nutrition facts for the alternatives. Here we have chicken raw. As you can see, it has way less fat and cholesterol and sodium than pork. And then we have your brown rice nutrition facts to change out your white rice.
Hi, my name is Kylie and I'll be talking about the Zippy's chili recipe. For the Zippy's chili recipe, we use 1 package of ground meat, Portuguese sausage, onions, bell peppers, quite a bit of beans, tomato sauce, and celery. In addition, we use a lot of different spices like cumin, paprika, oregano, and other ingredients listed on this slide. So when we researched the recipe, we found that these are the directions. So we cook the ground meat, and then we drain the excess liquids out of it. We add the sausage, onions, peppers, and then we make it till it's soft. We add the beans, and then we simmer for 30 minutes. After that, we would add chicken broth to taste, or any other ingredients that might need we need to add more to the mixture. And then before that, it was interesting that you add 1 to 2 dollops of mayonnaise. So upon researching, when we thought about things that we could change about the recipe, we definitely thought about the sausage, the Portuguese sausage, the ground meat, and the mayonnaise. And then some other possibilities were actually the chicken broth, ketchup, and red wine vinegar. That was more of our hypothesis, I guess you could say. Maybe that we would change those aspects of the recipe. So this would be the Portuguese sausage. You notice that there's a lot of excess fat and cholesterol, and within one serving of the Portuguese sausage, you can see that there's a lot of fat, like 14 grams of total fat and 5 grams of saturated fat. And then you would see the cholesterol would be quite high, as well as the sodium. And what we learned in class, we want to make sure that we have a high HDL and a low LDL. So we want to make sure that it'd be good cholesterol rather than fatty, unwanted ones. So here's another example. We have ground beef. You notice that there's high amounts of fat, especially saturated fat. We have the unnecessary cholesterol. However, we did notice that there's a fair amount of protein involved, which is good for muscle growth and for your blood, hormones, hair, etc. So here is a picture of the mayonnaise that we mentioned earlier. There's large amounts of saturated fat, and it does contain excess cholesterol like the previous two slides. And you would notice that for fats, you get 9 calories per gram when you consider the calories in which you could gain weight. So ketchup was another condiment that we wanted to explore, but we noticed that it's mainly just sodium that we need to be cautioned by. But if we would substitute, we could substitute it for a more complex carbohydrate like the tomato as a whole, rather than the ketchup itself. So like the ketchup, we also had the chicken broth, which was a little bit high in sodium, and we thought we could maybe substitute it with vegetable broth instead. But besides the sodium factor, chicken broth seems like a pretty good option. So the last ingredient that we wanted to investigate more was the red wine vinegar, which seems to be completely fine with the chili recipe that we're going to be using it for. So these are just a few of the other ingredients that we have listed, which seem to be fine. We have the vegetables, the spices, things like that, which are definitely okay for the chili recipe. So overall, it seems like the main problems, I guess you could say, from the chili recipe would be the cholesterol, the fat, and the sodium. Excess amounts in those, which impact our optimal health. So these are some tips that we thought about for the chili. So we would add more vegetables, fresh ingredients. We'd use more complex carbohydrates instead of simple ones. Reducing sodium by rinsing the products in the can, especially the beans in the cans. Use more meatless products possibly, like especially for the beef we could use chicken, but we could also use plant-based products as well. So if you do order from the Zippy's menu, maybe go for the vegetarian chili. However, they do still use mayonnaise, so maybe we would have to be aware of that as well. So although fats are an important component because it helps insulation, it controls your temperature, it helps with barriers for your body structures, we also want to be aware that it does contain 9 calories per gram in terms of calories. So we would want to make sure that you don't go overboard. So these are another option. We have tofurkey sausages, which is made from a plant-based product, which is low in fat and high in protein. So lastly, these are just some tips for the plate overall. So in terms of the chicken, where we get the fried chicken for the chili plate, we could possibly cook the chicken air fried, baked, broil it, make sure that we use breasts instead of thighs. The marinade could be simple, just salt and pepper, varying sides in terms of greens. We could use vegetables instead of mac salad, and use brown rice instead of white rice, like we mentioned earlier. When you use brown rice, it has more fiber because it aids in digestion. So these are other tips that we could consider in terms of making changes to our plate. Okay, that would be it. This is our references page. Thank you for watching.